Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros.
The Sixers would love to keep Harden next season. Daryl Morey believes his relationship with Harden could help change his current thoughts on returning. But he said the same thing about Ben Simmons in that situation. He was saying the same thing. They had Doc Rivers coming out here in press conferences saying, "We hope to have Ben back. We hope to," and Ben's literally like, "I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back, dude. I'll sit and we hope to have him back. We hope to have him back." So they were just trying to drive up the asking price. I know this is not true. I know it is. I know it's not true. Says he's still talking to teams about a potential Harden trade, mainly the Clippers. This process could play out all the way until training camp begins in September. Do you believe that Daryl Morey is trying to get James Harden to come back to the Philadelphia 76ers, or is he doing exactly what they did with Ben Simmons, which is telling other teams, we don't have to trade him. We'll take him back.
I think we'll
give you this. And he's like, well, we don't have to trade him.
I think this one's different because I think when I read Daryl Morey hopes to convince James Harden to stay with the Sixers next season, I read Daryl Morey realizes he can't get a star in return for James Harden next season. And now he doesn't want to just ship him off for depth. And even though I think that's what he should do, and I wouldn't hate a deal to the Clippers to just get back 4 dudes that are decent. I think now Daryl Morey has realized oh, I'm not getting a superstar in return. Maybe we should just hold on to him because that's the best case scenario now. I do believe this, weirdly enough. Maybe it's a little bit of both. I'm sure he's trying to drive up asking price. But yeah, I don't Morey doesn't want to trade him if it's not for Dame or Zach LaVine or Paul George, and I don't think he's getting that. So it's
I understand, but I still think we were saying the same thing about the Ben Simmons situation.
For sure.
And when you really thought about it, you were like, there's no way they can come back with Ben Simmons. There's absolutely no way they can come back. And that's how I feel about the James Harden thing now, especially with all this stuff coming out and him, them agreeing to trade him opting in on the agreement that he's being traded. And you can't sell that to this fan base. You can't get this fan base to believe that this guy's going to be invested and dedicated or anything. You can't get the fan base to be excited about this if you start the season. James Harden's on the roster, so
no shot, dude. No, absolutely. You're absolutely right.
He absolutely has to trade him, and he's going to. He's just waiting and driving up the price.
Would you trade Harden for Robert Covington, Norman Powell, Terrence Mann, and maybe Batum?
Here's the thing, that obviously doesn't make you any better than you are right now. But it gets rid of the Harden situation, but it doesn't make you any better than you are right now.
But look at I think you look at Denver though. Denver succeeded because they just surrounded their big man around dudes who catch and shoot immediately and play defense and are versatile. And I think Norman Powell, Terrence Mann, Covington, and maybe another dude would be similar to what Denver succeeded doing. And I also think I don't know, man. I don't know. It's weird. The whole situation's weird. I wouldn't mind. I would love to trade Harden. And we also we don't have any depth. We just lost every dude ever. I'm sure we'll talk about Jalen McDaniels, maybe. Who knows? But we just lost everyone. So it's yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we were oh, okay, let's just try and make depth. Since if Korkmaz gets minutes, dude, that's my last straw. That's my 13th reason, DJ. That is my 13th reason. If Furkan Korkmaz steps on the court, I'm going to lose my mind.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I don't know where you go because, making a trade like that doesn't make you better. I don't want to make a trade for Paul George because he's not going to be healthy anyway. Another guy that's in his 30s, it's done, it's over. Everybody's so obsessed with big names, but the big names they're not good until they're 40 years old. So I don't know what you do, but he can't come back. And Daryl you got two maniacs head to head right now. You got one in James Harden who still thinks he's good enough to play his style of basketball, and it's clear as day that he's not. I mean, it looked so bad at times in the playoffs when he's trying to ISO. He looks like he's stuck in quicksand. He looks like he can't get around anybody. He looks like he has no elevation at the rim. There was players just blocking his shot out of bounds without jumping, just to get to. It looked so bad at its worst.
Dude, I've never seen a player flail. I've never seen a player flail so hard when driving to the rim that they get called for a flagrant foul. I've never seen that before. I will always remember that play. That is
But
the most.
he believes he's still that good. And
Of course.
Daryl Morey believes that he is such a good GM that he's going to get the best thing possible in return. And I think they're both wrong. And I think it's going to implode. Again, it's like two billionaires thinking that they're so powerful that they could take a submarine down and look at the Titanic. And boom, turns out you're not. You're just a couple of idiots who got into a tin can and it imploded under the ocean. That's James Harden.
Did you see the CGI video of it, dude, on Twitter?
Yeah.
Dude, it was sick. It was so sick, dude. For some reason, that made it so much funnier.
I was watching a comedian react to it. I don't remember who it was, but I was crying laughing, man. It was too funny. But yeah, that's where I'm at with the situation. I don't know where you go from here at all.
Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros.